Hello everybody, we are back live at Riptide! On the beach, baby, on the beach. And we've got Morgan with us. We're going to talk a little bit about this cool lady here. So we're actually getting fired up. The main stage is banging away. If you hear the boom, boom, boom in the back, right? Second stage too. And we are in the Eco Discovery Zone. We want to thank our dear friends at Innovative Group, Barry Cates and Jared. Thank you guys so much for helping support us and sponsor our beautiful setup today. So, Morgan, scientist, female, super cool.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into all this stuff? Tell everybody first about the organization and what you do. So,
okay.
In terms of, yeah.
So, I am Morgan. I am an ocean conservationist, marine biologist. All the scientists in the house, #science.
Female scientist in the house.
Yeah, that's what it is. So, essentially, I am a jack of all trades. I do a lot of things. So, first and foremost, I am a conservationist at heart. I grew up on the ocean. I grew up on the beach, digging and playing in the sand, all that kind of stuff, which kind of sparked being a marine biologist and a scientist in general, because I'm very curious, and that's how scientists really start their ways. They're curious about life and things around them. So that's really where it started. So I got my master's in marine biology and coral restoration, coral reef ecology, and marine debris.
Where'd you get that?
Right down the road at Nova Southeastern University.
Right down the road. Guy Harvey Research Institute.
Yeah,
all right,
so
Yep.
I got my master's there, and after my master's and I started getting into the job force, I kind of connected myself with like-minded individuals. So it's Surfrider Broward Foundation, which is right down over there.
Yeah.
I am an educator and an
you teach too?
Yeah, I teach. So
Female scientist and teacher.
I am an environmental educator for Youth Environmental Alliance, so I teach about environmental issues, anything from ocean plastics and ocean acidification to how to plant butterfly gardens and how to correctly compost, things like that, to the youth of our community.
Love it.
So that's cool. I also...
And a shout out for teachers in general. My late mother, rest her soul, taught for 25 years, so I'm a big fan.
We wouldn't be here if we didn't have effective, incredible teachers, because they are the ones who are raising our youth. So anyway, I do that, and then I also am a blogger and brand rep for Planet Love Life, which is a marine debris salvage company. So we clean up the beaches from ocean plastics and ropes and nets that cause destruction in our environment, because ghost nets, as most people know,
we have some cool pictures you want to share.
Yeah, we have pictures. Marine debris.
Before we get to the plastics, do you want to explain the way you look like you kind of?
If you want to just work through the slides, it might just be easier that way.
So check this out. She does not have some alien disease.
No.
This was what she did this morning. She got plastered.
Yeah, I got plastered. So a very awesome project. The people right behind this, 1,000 Mermaids project.
1,000 Mermaids.
It is a project that is putting forth an artificial reef made out of 1,000 live casted people as mermaids to be an artificial reef right offshore here in Fort Lauderdale Beach. It's going to create habitat and structure for fish and corals and everybody else that uses the reef, because 90% of organisms in our oceans use coral reefs in one way or another, whether it's their beginning of their life stage or where they get food from, so they're really important. So that project is contributing to that, and we're doing live casts right now, so that's what I did here. I jumped over there and...
so what did that feel like? Was it all gooey or warm?
Well, it was very cold, because it came from a live shower tap that's right over there.
So this is literally like a plaster, they're little strips of plaster.
Yeah, you plaster of Paris, you make your high school project out of a paper mache. That's essentially what this project is, and what they do is they create a negative cast on my legs, and then they would flip it over, fill it with whatever medium, whether it's ceramic or cement, turn it into a reef, and then you got mermaids. So that's what this is about. So that was really cool.
How great! So that's the finished product.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is there except what's on your legs.
Yes. So, yes. A great whack jaw.
Getting plastered in Riptide. Okay. Cool. Go 1,000 Mermaids. So some of the stuff you're doing, and you're a diver, certified diver.
Yes.
Go scuba.
Yeah.
Yes. How old were you got certified, by the way?
14, 15.
Awesome. Yeah.
So
cool chick. All right.
Yeah.
Is that like a junior? Are you Patty or now or what?
Patty.
Patty, Professional Association of Dive Instructors. Go Patty. I'm a NAUI instructor, but love Patty. So, how 14 years old?
Yeah, 15, 14, around that time, and I started really getting into diving.
Is that like junior open water? What do they call it back then?
It was junior, yeah. I think to qualify junior, it's around 11 or 10. Actually, once you get around that 15 age, you're like an actual certified.
You got to learn Boyle's Law and Dalton's Law and refraction and all that science to become a diver.
For sure.
Okay.
Yes, so this is actually a picture on a research project with Nova Southeastern University, which Derek was just up here a second ago.
And what are these cool toys you got?
So this is, we call it the reef stick, the fish stick, so don't say it too fast. But this is a meter of length of a stick that's metered off every 10 centimeters, and it's got a ruler on the top. That way we can measure accurately the fishes that are swimming around us. So essentially what we do is we're checking for abundance, species, and what the reef habitat's like, and all that data that we collect with all the reef fishes anywhere from the Port St. Lucie all the way down to the Dry Tortugas. This project is a huge project. All of the data that comes from this goes into the fish that we can eat on our plates and the catch sizes and stuff.
The other types of fish sticks.
Really, yes. To make fish sticks with
and you have Mr. Spiny Lobster there too,
Mr.
with
Spiny
beautiful
Lobster,
shot.
yes. Yeah, it's awesome. That's a bicolor damsel right
so
there.
that's NOVA work. Is that under the Guy Harvey Research Institute?
It's under a different project. It's funded through NOAA's Fisheries, but it's a multi-governmental agency with FWC,
NOAA, so
NOAA, we have National Park Service, we have the DEP, we have U Miami is with us. We have a lot of schools and agencies are in partnership.
Awesome. So more cool sciencey work. What are you doing here?
So I am working with Science Under Sea Research Institute, which is an organization that takes students out offshore to the middle of nowhere in the Bahamas, and they do coral restoration projects. So this is a study that does actually be fragmenting corals, and we essentially expose them to microplastics.
These are little coral.
Yeah. So all these are little tiny. So they're like a little hockey puck of a mounding coral that we fragmented into tiny little pieces, epoxied onto a ceramic plate, which then we put out in the environment, and then you can use it to grow or do other studies. But this was to expose them to microplastics to see if corals, in fact, ingest microplastics and what effect that has on their calcification rates, which it does.
Plastics, which is a big thing you're doing, which we'll get to.
Kind of spooky
Where
result.
in the Bahamas was that, by the way?
Sorry?
Where in the Bahamas?
We were off the Exumas, so anywhere around we were trawling for microplastics.
The Bahamas, I love it. Beautiful blue water. Played with it many times. And we have a critter here, and a beautiful little, who's that gorgeous little girl?
She's a pretty little girl. She was one of our awesome volunteers with Hands on Broward, which is a volunteer group that crowdsources awesome volunteers to do dune restoration projects with Youth Environmental Alliance.
How cool is that?
This is a picture of me holding a little baby ghost crab, because funny story about this little girl, she was terrified about cockroaches, all the scary things that were coming out of all the root balls of the scavola, the invasive species of dune plant that we were pulling out. She was like, oh my gosh, she was crying and freaking out, and I was like, this is a teachable moment. So I pulled up one of the ghost crabs and was like, look how adorable this little guy is. And she immediately switched and was like, I love crabs.
Smile.
I know, it's incredible.
And they always react to animals. The critters, always the emotional connection that children have to these animals is so great.
Yeah, so that was an awesome moment.
So are you teaching? You go out do a lot of outreach in schools?
Yeah, so Youth Environmental Alliance, we're like kind of like an in-field school trip. We bring the field trip of science to you. So this was an ocean acidification class that we teach the kids on what actually happens to corals when they're exposed to high acidity levels in the ocean. So it's kind of like an in-school field trip. It's really kind of fun because they have test tubes, they've got acids and bases, they can test it with phenol red, the red stuff you put in your pool to test what the pH is. So these kids are essentially learning to be scientists in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade all the way up to late teenagers and 18-year-olds and stuff. So,
and then we got some kids doing some cool stuff here.
So they're restoring grounds to plant a butterfly garden. So they're cleaning up the area to promote pollinators.
Butterfly garden. Shout out to Roy Rogers. He's one of my most extraordinary friends and mentor. He gives those little propagule. No, that's Everglades.
Well, that's mangroves.
What is the polypy thing for a butterfly? Because of the P?
Pupa or pupae, depending on who says it.
You win the microwave. Good. Gotta get those scientific terms in there, right?
Yeah, you gotta.
So this is a butterfly garden. Where is that?
I actually don't remember exactly where this came from, but it's somewhere in Davie. That's where we do a lot of this.
And look at all this cool stuff you guys are doing. What is that about?
This is actually really cool project. This is all Surfrider and everybody within the East Coast Summit. We had a summit that went off in South Carolina, and these are all the Florida chapters. We have 11 Surfrider chapters here, and this is all of us advocating to stop offshore drilling and for #defend our coast with Surfrider. And you can tell by friend Thomas up there that we know that drilling is bad.
Drilling.
down with drilling, up with science.
Yeah.
So, so this was just us together. It's a big initiative. Surfrider's got a whole ton of initiatives that are ocean conservation. And
so what are we up with? It's about the solar and all these alternative energies, which are so exciting, and the potential
renewable,
is amazing.
Sustainable,
right
safe.
Right? The cost is going down, and the adoption is going way up, and we are in the Sunshine State,
yes,
so we should be using that sunshine.
Right.
Okay, what's going on
so
here?
This is back to Youth Environmental Alliance with that invasive species I was telling you about, the little crab the girl was doing. So this is the actual species, it's Scabola ticata. It's an invasive plant that comes from Hawaii. It's a beautiful plant that people on the coastlines have brought up because they're like, man, this is a beautiful foliage that we can put in front of our condo, but it takes over the native habitat of the sea oats and all the other things that are around. So we got to get the bad stuff out so we can put the good stuff in, and that's just my twin sister because she's my partner in crime, and we do all this stuff together.
All right. More cool science with kids.
Cool
Go
science,
STEM.
like these kids.
Love it. What are they doing there?
They are actually testing whether the enzymes in our spit can change starch from potatoes into sugar. What? So we have like a fun little, we use, I'm not going to get all the way into it, but that's essentially to test how our digestive system actually works.
These kids totally look engaged, huh?
Yeah,
this one's like, whoa, what's going on?
All in it.
Yeah, you got them hooked. All right, now we get into some cool rock and rolly stuff. Check this out. Okay.
So this, directly applies to really what we're all pushing here for this event is to hold on to your butts. This is kind of just, I went to the beach last night.
Hold on to your butts.
And I picked up all these cigarette butts, and there's a ton of people online that make stuff like this. But this was something that I sent out because it sends more of a message when you make a picture and stuff like that. So this got circulated around the internets for a while, and it was really, I think it's a really important message just because everything that we do, we're all connected in one way or another, and what we do affects everything. So if I'm dropping a cigarette butt in the sand, that little micro habitat that sand used to be is now contaminated with everything that was in cigarette butts.
All the toxins in that.
Right, and we have a lot of organisms that live on our beaches and use the beaches for habitat.
So we're going to have a whole discussion with Barry. The sweeps and the cleanups they're doing here are extraordinary. So thank you for all that work, and we got great organizations here. A bunch more. We'll talk about them this weekend as well. So now we get to the rock and roll part of the show. Okay. So I know that guy, Jack Johnson. How cool is that, right? So what was going on here?
So
I wish I was there.
It was actually a super fun show. So Jack Johnson, if you don't already know, is a super ocean advocate, great guy, amazing human. And every concert that he puts on, he wants to make it an educational experience too. So he has like an eco-discovery zone of his own with a bunch of local nonprofits. And essentially with Reverb, which is a company that works with
Go Reverb, by the way.
Reverb's awesome. They help
Is it Reverb? Because people should check it out. .org?
I think it might be .org or .com.
Reverb, like Reverb on a guitar app.
I think it's Reverb.org.
Whatever. Google it. These guys are extraordinary.
It'll be your top engine search.
And at these big festivals, they're engaging people, talking about plastics and sustainability and the carbon footprint that the entire festival is, either contributing or not. So reverb.org, I think that's it. If not, just Google them. They're amazing. But go ahead. So Jack is very involved every time he's in front of the public to get them talking about it and explaining and educating. So how did you actually? There's a shot of you. I think you're with him, right?
It's somewhere down the list, but
we're gonna get to that.
We'll talk to that in a second. So
let me see if I can jump to that.
There it is. Okay, so. Again, when I was introducing everything before, I'm with Planet Love Life. It's a marine debris salvage organization. We pick marine rope and nets out of the ocean, turn them into awareness bracelets, which I'm wearing today. That way, it reminds you to be ocean friendly every day in one means or another by reducing your plastic footprint or whatever decisions you decide to do. So, Planet Love Life has partnered up with a whole bunch of nonprofits that are out in Hawaii that collect rope, and Jack Johnson was actually cleaning up the rope that I'm wearing. It's called the Octopus. It's a bracelet right on the other side of my watch. I'm not wearing it today. But he picked up that rope and helped cut it up and send it to Planet Love Life. And I wore it and I was like, hey, I knew you guys were here when you played at the Plastic-Free Hawaii.
So they're actually pulling that off beaches and they turn it into jewelry and do something positive with it.
So I came up to him and I was like, hey, I love all your music. I love everything you do. And I know you already know Planet Love Life, but here's my gift to you. And we hung out and we talked about it, and they sell them at all of his concerts. So it was a really awesome interaction, and we got to be front row center. And he wore those bracelets during the show. Like, I gave them to him, we put them on, and he played with them. So I was like fangirling the whole time.
So if we ask Really Nice Jack, if you're out there, please come and play for us at Riptide someday on this beautiful beach. Love Jack Johnson.
I miss you.
Before
that was weird.
Before we leave that one, so tell us about this slide, this cool group. What was going on there?
So actually this is with Surfrider Broward and a couple of the high schools that we have around, and essentially what Surfrider's been trying to do, one of our big campaigns, is trying to ban polystyrene, expanded polystyrene foam, and single-use plastics in our area because we're in an ocean conservation village, we all know the damage that single-use plastic straws, forks, those clamshell to-go cups, they create havoc. So what we're trying to do is ban them from being sold and being here on the beaches, because if we can stop it from its source, we can stop it from entering the ocean. So right here we made a presentation for the Hollywood Green Team and the City of Hollywood to showcase the work that Plastic Free Mermaids, which is right here, and then the high school has done to help reduce the impacts, and also Surfrider Foundation, which I'm a coordinator for.
What's the website for you guys?
Surfrider.org. So for our chapter, it's broward.surfrider.org, and I'm the coordinator for our Ocean Friendly Restaurants program, which essentially we go to restaurants and we say, hey, if you stop using plastic bags and if you stop using expanded polystyrene containers, we can certify you or register you as an ocean-friendly restaurant. It's kind of like a Zagat review or TripAdvisor. Just say, these guys care about the ocean.
So do you want people to volunteer? So it's broward.surfrider.org?
Correct.
Can you put that in the link below? The website link?
Yeah, they're tagged on it, I'm pretty sure.
So are you guys looking for people to volunteer?
We're looking for people to approach restaurants that they love going to, that already kind of live that lifestyle, and say, hey, listen, we know you care about your customers, we know you care about the safety of our oceans and our beaches. Simple little things that can reduce their impacts cause huge impacts in our ocean. So if we just do teeny little things, and this is a Kickstarter for restaurants to learn about the problem, to find solutions, and that finding solutions may be way easier than they think, and they can actually save money. If you go waste-free in a restaurant, you can save up to $17,000 a year by just not giving away free products.
So we talked about Reverb before. They had we talked about before the interview. Stop sucking about the straws. So it was through them I learned that 500 million straws are thrown away every day. Plastic straws. The numbers are just crazy, right? So it's organizations like yours who are moving the needle.
Looks like it's like that's a lot. So this is just
all of that stuff, right? Especially the styrofoam, right?
Expanded polystyrene, plastic bags, straws, and cups. So
crazy.
Exactly.
So with your help, everyone enjoying Riptide this weekend, please take your trash somewhere responsibly, and let's get that thrown off and leave a beautiful beach like we found it, right? So all of these cool things you're doing as we wrap up now, who and what is going on there?
This is my twin sister again. We're actually in Eleuthera, Bahamas, doing a marine debris salvage.
You guys are always in the Bahamas. We want to come. Like that. Okay.
So this is a giant ghost net right here. It's a gill net.
And that stuff never degrades, right?
No, it's made out of plastic. It was designed to be here forever.
And as a diver, I've been stuck in that. You know, I'm filming whales, dolphins, sharks out there for years.
Actually, when we pulled this up, there's actually a lot of organisms.
It's so scary floating around. And literally, when they ghost net and they're lost, they're just out there killing marine life.
Exactly.
So devastating.
Yes.
So
this is just a claim to our
that's
prize.
lovely, huh?
This is just another beach cleanup that I had done up by the Windjammer with Stoked on Salt. They're a local organization.
But that literally is one of our beaches? That's what it looks like out there?
This was in a really tiny section of beach, too.
Yeah. Is this crazy?
Really tiny.
So hopefully it's the work, especially with the young kids, when they see you out there and you connect with them emotionally, that they get the idea that their particular, all of this is actually habitat for animals. And that's the beauty of the connection between kids caring about animals and then the relationship that the animal has a home, which is the habitat, and then you kind of bring this full circle. So the work you're doing, now what is this here? Are you planting seagrass?
Yeah, we're planting seagrass, so sea oats rather. These are the native species that we have in our dune, and this is
Where is that, by the way?
This is by Commercial Pier.
Oh, is
it? This is right in front of the property, and essentially by planting these dune-grass, within 6 months they're going to probably double in size, and the next time we have a big storm, seagrass, the way that they're ecologically designed,
storm surge and all that, resiliency
catch
helps
sand, and they make it taller. So not only does it look really nice, and it protects
it protects us.
It protects all that coastal.
And that house right there, the family, go grass, right? Oats, right? Sea oats. Okay, and then we're back here. So you were right in front of Elmira's booth at keystrong.org. Goes Keystrong. We're going to talk all about that. I'm so honored to be co-founder with my dear friend Elmira Lito. Talk about that. But this was, how long did it take for you guys to get casted as we wrap up here?
What about 25 minutes? Maybe 25 minutes?
To get plastered, to get totally plastered, 25 minutes? Yes? Okay.
Or less.
How about that?
Yeah, that's what I got all this stuff.
So right in front of the Celebration Sea Pavilion, we have all this going on all day long here at Riptide. And what a great shot, huh? Amazing, amazing woman. All right.
Yeah.
Go,
So just a little bit about this. So I do a live stream through Barnacle Bates, which is another organization.
Barnacle Bates?
Barnacle Bates. So it's a Canadian ocean conservation women's magazine
thank you.
that promotes any type of enjoyment of the beach.
Yeah.
So it's beach yoga, it's kiteboarding, it's science, and stuff like this. So I do a live stream with them on plastic-free living, and I just did one on zero waste and minimalism. So if you guys want to check me out there too, I do.
What's the
that
website?
kind of stuff. So this is just barnaclebabes.com.
Barnaclebabes.com. Come on.
Yeah.
I love it. Eric, can you put that in the
it's
link
all on
too?
Facebook too. So.
Barnacle Bates. Okay, great. Okay, so you're where are you off to now? Are you running out to do some music, or
so
what are you doing?
I'm
You need to
gonna
run somewhere.
I gotta dip out because I'm with. So today I was kind of like half hanging out and volunteering with you guys and with 1,000 Mermaids, but Surfrider Broward actually has a candy cane parade, which is a parade that Hollywood Beach City of Hollywood puts on along the Broadwalk, which is kind of like our boardwalk down there, but that board just made up.
Is there a website on that if people want to know?
Yeah, I think it's just. I don't know, if you just Google the City of Hollywood Candy Cane Parade, first search is what it's going to be.
Mayor Josh, I was just on a panel with Josh last week.
Josh is the mayor. He's all about eco-friendly. We're going to try to get polystyrene banned in the City of Hollywood, so like look
Josh,
forward to
the mayor
that.
of Hollywood, yes.
So I have to go, I'm wearing 100 plastic
and
bags.
from the chamber. I got Ann is a rock star.
Oh, everybody there.
My other dear friend.
Every single person on that commission is in a chamber.
So you're going to do that?
Yeah, I'm wearing a tutu made out of plastic bags.
Do you guys ever stop? Can you come up 1 second? Let me look at this other the beautiful sister here, the twins, huh? So do you guys ever stop doing cool stuff?
Do we ever stop doing cool stuff?
Yeah, you do it together though. This is cool. Like this is a passion you both have and share, huh?
Yeah, so Morgan's kind of the front runner. I'm kind of the assistant. We kind of keep all of
What a
You're
good
right.
sister.
She's right up
She's
there.
behind the camera. We got our.
Yeah, you know, Morgan's the one that puts in all the effort, and I really do just help her get her message
How cute
out.
are these twins, huh? Females, you're scientists too, right?
I am. I currently am actually an entomologist, which is odd. But
What is that?
An entomologist is the study of insects.
Ooh, critters, yes.
So my job right now is to work with insects on invasive plants in the Everglades, but my educational background is marine biology.
How cool.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for being such wonderful role models to kids, and from all of us, Celebration Sea Foundation, thank you for coming today and sharing your message. You guys are rock stars, so thank you so much. And we're going to be here live on Facebook all day. More coming. Thank you for coming. Rock on.
Thanks for having me.